Welcome to Mischief Wargaming. I'm John and this is Blood Bowl. The final game of the second round of the Mischief Cup is here, and it sees the Lizardmen of the Hexoatl Sun Warriors take on the plucky Greenshire Greats Halflings. The Sun Warriors begin this game in a relatively good position. Since their chameleon skink Noexpert is out injured, the Lizardmen have brought in a journeyman skink to replenish their numbers. Besides that, there isn't much to talk about. They have the speed and strength advantage over the halflings, but the Saurus aren't going to be good at handling the ball, and with so few skinks, losing any of them is going to really impact how the team performs this game. On the other hand, the Greenshire Greats have a few replacements at the ready. While one of their catchers, Danny Stoutwood, is missing this game due to injury, the Greats have more than enough numbers that they don't need to hire any journeymen. They do get a little petty cash this game, and use it to hire a temp agency cheerleader. However, the halflings are still at a disadvantage. Even the skinks are faster and they have better armour. And that's just nothing compared to the almost overwhelming advantage the Saurus have over them. The twin tree men, Matilda and Gertrude, might be able to cause some damage, but whether they can offset the challenge this team faces remains to be seen. The weather looks good for Blood Bowl, and the Sun Warriors win the coin flip and choose to kick first. Both teams set up and the ball is kicked. The kickoff result is brilliant coaching, which ends with the Lizardmen gaining an extra reroll. And with the ball coming to rest, the game can begin. Greenshire's catcher, Perry Riverbarrel, moves towards the ball, but isn't fast enough to reach it just yet. The open players get into position. Matilda blocks Hexoatl, but first has to test whether or not to take root, which is passed. A roll of a 1 means that the treemen can't move for the rest of the drive, or is knocked over, a big downside for such big players. The block only pushes the Saurus back. Gertrude blocks Akan Cho, passing her take root, and this time knocking the Saurus blocker down. The lizard's tough armour holds though. The Sun Warriors begin their turn by standing Akan Cho up before open players charge in. Cosselchark blitzes Gary Humble Spirit. The halfling's dodge skill saving him from stumbling. Hexoatl blocks Steve Quickbottle, knocking the hefty down, but his fend skill prevents the Saurus from following up. Lastly, Hexoatl blocks the other hefty, Warwick Barleydance, who uses dodge to avoid stumbling, and uses fend to stop the Saurus from moving up. Turn 2 and the hefty stands back up. Riverbarrel finally reaches the ball, and fails to pick it up. Thankfully for the Greats, they have plenty of rerolls available, and on the second attempt, Greenshire take possession. Barleydance moves back. The rest of the halflings begin dodging away from the Lizardmen, relying on their stunty stature and dodge skill to back away. This limits how much damage the Lizardmen can do next turn, as you only get 1 blitz per turn. Things stop going well when Harry Smoothbrook fails his dodge roll. And his dodge reroll. He trips and his armour breaks. He's unconscious. The Greats are down a player, and Gravity was the one who took him out. Hexoatl blocks Gary Humble Spirit. The Halfling is sent into the dirt. But his armour protects him. Chrono and Olmox then move. Kroak Zayup blitzes Vince Emberkettle, but can only push the hopeful back. Heatso moves in, and Crixantly blocks Gertrude. Even with the assists, the block is at equal strength, and a both down result is rolled. The armour holds and a turnover is caused, but knocking down a treeman is perhaps worth the risk of injury. Treemen are so slow, they need to pass a check in order to stand back up. I make a mistake here, and this roll should have been for Take Root, which would have passed. Humble Spirit gets up and dodges away. Perry River Barrel moves in and hands off the ball to Warwick Barley Dance. This is different to a normal pass, as Perry doesn't need to roll to make the pass, Warwick only has to roll to catch the ball, which he does. And Matilda passes her Take Root and blocks the Skink Journeyman. She's only able to push the Skink back due to its dodge skill. The Lizardmen begin by standing the Saurus up. Yotsul Yi blocks Quick Bottle, pushing him back but being held off by Fend. The Skink Journeyman and Akan Cho move up, and Glottal Tor uses a lot of help to block Matilda, causing her to stumble. The Treeman's stand firm stops her from falling back, but she is still knocked down, and her tough bark armour holds. Kroak Zayup blocks Dave Grassfound, pushing him back. Zir moves in, and Kotalchark blitzes Wes Summerbraid, who is only pushed back despite the 3-die block. Turn 4 begins with Matilda standing back up, while Gertrude stays down. River Barrel and Humble Spirit move in. Warwick Barley Dance moves up and hands off the ball to Vince Emberkettle, who catches it. Emberkettle then moves, followed by Steve Quickbottle. And lastly, Martin Moonbell dodges away. Hexoatl's open skinks move in. Glottal Tor continues their attack on Matilda, causing her to stumble. But her armour holds. Kotalchark and Akan Cho move in. Before Yotsul Yi blocks Dave Grassfound, pushing him back. Croak Zep blocks Moonbow, pushing the halfling back. Turn the 10, the Journeyman Skink blitzes with Summer Braid, knocking him to the ground. His armour breaks and he is stunned. Turn 5 begins and neither treeman is able to make it to their feet. Ember Kettle dodges away from the Lizardmen before handing off the ball to parry with a barrel. Who manages to take the ball from him. And with that, River Barrel is off, being supported by Humble Spirit. Moonbow. Barley Dance. And Quick Bottle. Zir moves in while Cottlechark blitzes the halfling catcher. With a regular hit scored, Perry goes down. His armour holds, but the ball is knocked free. The open Sun Warriors then make their moves. Yotzel Yi blocks Dave Grassfound. The attack would only push him back, so the Sun Warriors use a reroll. While Grassfound is knocked down, the attack doesn't break his armour. Finally, Matilda makes it to her feet, even if Gertrude doesn't. Moonbow and Barley Dance dodge away. Quick Bottle dodges away using his dodge reroll to do so. And then blitzes Zir. An attacker down result means the Greats are dipping into their rerolls again, and pushes the skink back. Lastly, Humble Spirit takes advantage of his stunty stature and dodges through the blockade of Lizardmen. Cottlechark begins the Lizardmen turn by blocking Steve Quickbottle, but a combination of Quickbottle's dodge and fend skills mean that he's unharmed. The open players of the team move up. Crixas blitzes River Barrel, but is only able to push him back. Hexoatl Yi continues his attack on Grassfound, but his dodge skill keeps him safe. Zir blocks to leave quick roll. An attacker down result is rolled, so the Sun Warriors have to use another reroll. This time a both down result is rolled. Quick Bolt's armor breaks, and a casualty is rolled. The casualty roll comes up dead. Thankfully the halflings have an apothecary who manages to save him. Finally a competent apothecary in the Mischief Cup. Zir's armor holds and a turnover is caused. After spending about half the game so far on the floor, Gertrude is finally able to get back up to her feet. Her counterpart Matilda inches closer. The Greats then spend the turn dodging away from the Sun Warriors. Until Gary Humble Spirit throws a block at Hexoatl, but is only able to push the skink back. Once Zer gets back to his feet, Cuttleshark blocks Warwick Barley Dance. He pushes him back, but the Hefty's Fend keeps the Saurus at bay. Crixas Flea blocks River Barrel. Knock him down, but not breaking his armour. The Skink Journeyman blocks Humble Spirit, but only pushes him back. Hexoatl then makes a play by dodging away and then going for the ball. He fails, even after a reroll. Causing the ball to scatter and ending the Lizardmen turn. It's the final turn of the half, and Greenshire know that they can't score. So River Barrel, Humble Spirit, and Hexoatl dodge away to minimise any damage. Akancho moves in before Kroak blitzes Dave Grassfound. Despite the strength advantage, he can only push the Great back. Hexoatl tries to pick up the ball again, this time with success. He moves and hands off the ball to Khorne. He makes a break for the end zone. He has to pass 2 rush checks, but he scores in the closing moments of the half. The Hexoatl Sun Warriors lead the game 1-0 at halftime. Harry Smoothbrook recovers from being knocked out, And the teams are set up for the second half. The ball is kicked. The kickoff result is a quick snap. 4 Sun Warriors are able to begin their move slightly early and can move 1 square each. After that, the ball comes to a rest and the second half begins. The Skink Journeyman dashes in and picks up the ball. Then hands off to Khorne. Hexoatl blocks Warwick Barley Dance, pushing him back, but Fen stops him from following up. Hexoatl blitzes Pete Cloud Meadow. Knocking him down, but failing to break his armour. Then the rest of the skinks move in. Once Cloud Meadow gets back to his feet, Dave Grassfound blitzes Heatso. The rush pushes the skink back. This allows Gary Humble Spirit to follow up with a block, and the skink is knocked into the crowd. The fans descend on the Sun Warrior, knocking him out. Barley Dance, Moonbow, Summer Braid, Smoothbrook and 4-foot move. Gertrude avoids taking root and blocks Glottal Tor. A disastrous double skull means the Greats have to use a reroll. And push the Saurus blocker back. Matilda also avoids taking root and pushes Xayat back. Hexoatl begins their turn with Hexoatl blocking Dave Grassfound. The Hopeful's dodge skill keeping him safe. Zare then blitzes him, pushing him into the crowd. Like Heatso earlier, Grassfound is knocked out. After that, Glottal Tor and Khorne move up. Barley Dance blocks Olmox. Knocking the skink down, but his armour holds. Moonbow blitzes Khorne, but only pushes him back. Gertrude blocks Cottle Chark. Knocking the Saurus down, but nothing more. Matilda then does the same to Khorne. Lastly, Ned 4 foot dodges away. Olmox, Cuttlechak and Khorne get back up. Hexoatl blocks Humble Spirit, pushing him back. The Skink German blitzes Martin Moonbow, pushing him back. Khorne hands off the ball to Zir. Uses their stunty nature to dodge away from the halflings. Glottal Tor moves in to support Yotzil Yi as they block Gertrude. The attack brings the tree down, but her mighty bark protects her. At this point I remember that tree men should be making rolls to take root as well as stand, so while Gertrude doesn't take root, she doesn't stand either. Humble Spirit dodges away before blitzing Zir. A stumble has rolled, but the skink has dodged, so the Greats take a risk and re-roll the result. Unfortunately, a push result is rolled instead, so the skink is still safe. Moonbow blocks the journeyman, pushing him back. Ember Kettle then follows up, this time knocking the skink down but not breaking his armour. Barley Dance blocks Olmox, causing a both down result. Both the halflings and the skink's armour protects them. Hexoatl blocks Peak Cloud Meadow, pushing the Great back. Zir then dodges away from Humble Spirit and then scores a touchdown. The Sun Warriors are leading the game 2-0. Hexo isn't able to recover in time, while Dave Grassfound regains consciousness in time for the next drive. Both teams are waiting for the kickoff, but while the ball is in the air, the kickoff result is an officious ref. After a roll-off, the Greenshire Greats randomly choose a player. Vince Emberkettle has been sent off by the referee. Gary Humble Spirit picks up the ball. The open halflings move around before Harry Smoothbrook blitzes Zir. The skink is only pushed back though. Gertrude blocks Grottle Tor, pushing the Saurus back. Matilda then causes Crixus Tlee to stumble. But the Saurus is unharmed. Barley Dance dodges away, but even with a dodge reroll, trips over. His armour keeps him safe, but a turnover is caused regardless. Glottal Tor blocks Gertrude, using strength in numbers to bring the treeman down. Her armour holds, but as we've seen, just knocking one down can remove a treeman from the game for a significant amount of time. Akan Cho then blitzes Humble Spirit, leading a rush to do so. They only managed to push him back though. Barley Dance gets back to his feet. Which is more that can be said for Gertrude. Humble Spirit dodges away from Akan Cho. Matilda blocks Crixus Tlee. Causing them to stumble, but nothing more. Smoothbrook and Moonbow dodge away. Grassfrown then blocks Olmox, pushing the skink back. Akan Cho chases after Humble Spirit. This time knocking them down. Dari is unharmed, but the ball is knocked free. Zer then runs in to pick it up. A reroll is needed, but some warriors take possession of the ball. The Saurus move on from Gertrude and support Kotalchark as they block Matilda. The tree is felled, but her armour holds. Gertrude takes root, meaning that even if she does get back to her feet, she's not going anywhere until either the drive ends or she's knocked down again. Matilda proves that she's the far more nimble tree and gets back up. Smoothbrook then blocks Akan Cho, needing to use a reroll to knock the Saurus down. The Greats didn't break their armour though. Barley Dance moves in, having to dodge. Lastly, Pink Cloud Meadow blitzes his ear, knocking the skink to the floor. His armour breaks and a casualty is rolled. Zir is badly hurt, meaning they'll miss the rest of the game but suffer no long-term effects. The ball comes to rest and the halflings end their turn. With the end of the game fast approaching, Yotzul Yi blocks Cloud Meadow, pushing him back. Crixus Slee blocks Matilda, knocking her back down. But her bark protects her. Glossal Tor then takes a chance and fouls Matilda. With the added support, they finally break the treeman's armour. Matilda is stunned, which effectively removes her from the game. After that, Kroak Zayup blitzes Gary Humble Spirit. Knocking him down. The attack breaks his armour and knocks the Grey out. Gertrude, unsurprisingly, is still unable to stand. Moonbow and 4-foot dodge. Before Barley Dance blocks Yotzul Yi. A double skull means another reroll, and the Sun Warrior is pushed back. Cloud Meadow then picks up the ball and attempts to pass it to Dave Grassfound. It's a long pass, made more difficult by the halfling's stunty stature, but it's an accurate throw. Unfortunately, Grassfound is unable to catch it. And it bounces towards Olmox, who also fails to catch it. The ball comes to rest and a turnover is caused. It's the final turn of the game now, and while the Sun Warriors have won, they can still earn more league points if they can score once more. The Skink Journeyman blocks Dave Grassround, but is only able to push him back. However, it allows Olmox to dodge in and pick up the ball. He makes a short pass to Chrono. It's an accurate throw, but Harry Smoothbrook is in a position to cause an interception. Despite the odds, Smoothbrook is able to deflect the ball. And while he isn't able to catch it, it's still enough to cause a turnover. And with no chance of scoring, the Greenshire Greats choose to end their turn immediately. And the game comes to a close. The Hexoatl Sun Warriors defeat the Greenshire Greats 2-0. Things could have gone better for the Greenshire Greats. This wasn't a great matchup for them, with the majority of the opposing team doubling their strength, and being slower than all of their Lizardmen opponents. That said, the team did avoid any major disasters with the first useful apothecary in the league. While the Greats didn't score any touchdowns, they did score some star player points with a casualty and a deflection. The random MVP was Martin Moonbow, and with some random skills chosen, Vince Emberkettle ends up with diving tackle, while both Smoothbrook and Moonbow end up with sidestep. Otherwise the team holds on to their winnings for now. Here is the updated roster. The Sun Warriors had the advantage this game, and it paid off. The team avoided taking any real losses, and got some good star player points for their Skinks. The random MVP was Hitso. And much like the Greats, the Skinks have some random agility skills to roll for. Zer ends up with a safe pair of hands. Chrono gains defensive, while Hitso and Olmox acquire the sprint skill. The most important change though is that the team has hired a new player. Zerwex Chu, a mighty Croxigal, has joined the team and will no doubt make their presence felt in the next game. Here is the updated team roster. Lastly, here are the league standings for the end of round 2 of the Mischief Cup. The Sun Warriors score 4 points, 3 for a win and 1 for not conceding any touchdowns. Meanwhile, the Greenshire Greats remain second to last with no points scored this game. The Wildglade Wanderers are still at the top of the table, but after losing the War Dance last game, they are in a precarious position. The Hexoatl Sun Warriors are in a very strong position, with plenty of skills developing on their Skinks and a brand new Croxigal. Darkmire Monster Mash are proving consistent at the moment, but need a few standout games to really push towards the top of the table. The Borderland Bloodseekers have had a surprisingly rough time of it, but they will have their Bloodspawn back for the next game, so that might help even things out. The Greenshire Greats are about where anyone would expect a Halfling team to be. That said, they still have plenty of players and are still sitting on a good stack of gold for future inducements. And at the bottom we have the Dunderhaven Dukes. As proven in the previous game, even having a star player isn't a guaranteed win if you can't capitalise on it. But the team is still in a good position in terms of available players, but they just lack skills and need a good game to get the ball rolling. And that's a wrap on the second round of the Mischief Cup. I hope not to leave it too long between rounds, but I do want to have a video or two out that isn't Blood Bowl related before we dive back in. When we do return for Blood Bowl in round 3, the Dunderhaven Dukes will get their shot at a easy game against the Greenshire Greats. The Hexoatl Sun Warriors will face off against Darkmire Monster Mash, and the Wildglade Wanderers will face their angriest challenge yet as the Borderland Bloodseekers hope to rip and tear their way to win. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, take care.